Hello. I'd like to talk to you today about community and how many communities you actually are involved in. Maybe you haven't given that a lot of thought. Maybe you're thinking, well, I live in this particular town and I suppose that's my community, or my friends are my community, or my family might be my community. You might even be missing community, especially at this time in our world, and feeling you lack a community. But this is an erroneous concept. This is not true. All of us are members of a human community. And what is going on around the world is affecting each one of us. And it's very important to think of ourselves not alone, but as a functioning member of community. And you may be thinking, well, how can I function if I don't even know the people around the world that I'm supposed to be a member of a community with? And that's a really good question. And the answer is that our thoughts go to everyone. Our thoughts transcend this physical body that we have. And so when we think about what's going on in the United States right now, and we celebrate the transition that they are going through, and in a peaceful way, giving that thought over to what is happening actually lends them energy, because thoughts are energy. So we are continuing to be able to influence people around the world. It's very important, the thoughts that we have of everyone. What thoughts do we have of ourselves? What thoughts do we have of our children, our parents, our friends? These thoughts are energy. And these thoughts determine how much energy we have to give to others. We've heard this before, there's an unlimited amount of energy, and yes, that's absolutely true, an unlimited amount of energy that is available to us every day. But we stop that energy through having negative thoughts. So it's so important to continue to frame our difficulties as opportunities. We don't get through this life without difficulties. We have physical ones, emotional ones, mental ones, relationship ones. The list goes on. But can we reframe that in a way of seeing it as an opportunity for growth? Ultimately, it doesn't matter what happens in the outer world, how we manifest ourselves. What happens is the kind of person we become. Do we become a patient, tolerant, non-judgmental, compassionate human being who thinks well of her or himself, thinks well of others? This is all of our tasks, and it doesn't matter where we live. And in this way, we are influencing the great human community. And we are parts of smaller communities. You could think of the big human community as the entire body, and that each organ we have could be a specific smaller community that we are a member of. I live in a small town, Powell River, which is in Canada, and there we have a meditation group, and so this is part of my community. I also have a family, like many of you, and friends, And so I am a member of that community. Our International Institute for Transformation, which has been going now for 21 years, is another community. It's a spiritual community. But I belong to more than one spiritual community. I am supportive of Self-Realization Fellowship and their work. I belong to communities of the Gene Keys, which was started by Richard Rudd, so many other communities. However, we cannot be a fully functioning member of any community, not the community of ourselves even, if we do not hold our own note. And to hold our own note, we have to let go of all of the things that we have added that are conditionings from our society, from our ancestors, our parents, all the old thought forms, the old programming, the life themes that we thought we were supposed to be, the shoulds, and strip these away. Blessings upon blessings when we do that. And when we strip those away, we are authentic. And then we hold our own note. And then we can hold our own note in any community that we are a member of. And we can speak to that community in the voice that that community can hear. So the way I speak to my brother, or the way I speak to one of my spiritual friends who's been studying with me for a decade, or the way I would speak to somebody on the street, but who lives in my town, may be quite different. But my compassion or my love or my intention is the same. It's just the words I use that are better for them. So our note, holding our own note, when we do that, we can be in many different frequencies, in many different octaves, and still be authentic. So you do not lose yourself. You gain yourself by doing this. So I am so happy to talk to you about community today, because community is all about the Aquarian age and where we're going. We've already started it. And think yourself about what communities you belong to, what gifts do you offer them, what gifts do they offer you, what gifts do you offer your own inner community, your soul community. Are you loving yourself into authenticity?